Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Uncle Neely, we here. Oh, now what's happening with you?
And it's all good. You know, it is Sunday night, and that means Sunday Night Live. And I know all the haters were out there thinking UNK and Chico ain't gonna show up after that embarrassing loss. Wrong. Once
So,
again, in there like booty hair caught
yeah.
up in your swimwear. How dare you think we don't care and won't show up on no Sunday Night Live?
You already know what it is. It's the one and only BiggDoggChico to the C and the place to be, coming to you live and direct from the middle of the ocean, representing this Goonville clothing. Uncle Neely, let them know where you coming in from, dog.
Man, back in Boulder, baby. Been in Omaha, Nebraska. Been in Lincoln, Nebraska. Now back in Boulder at the home studio. Up in the studio getting blows. It's gonna be the realest I ever spoke against all odds. Little Tupac.
That's right. You heard me. Hey, this is the Uncle Chico Show, Sunday Night Live. If you don't know, man, we coming in to you. Hey, the pregame show network, Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely. Of course, we got to shout out our partners, MDJ Original. Go to mdjoriginal.com. Also, Glass House, what you need to ask about, go to GlassHouseOptical.shop and get you some frames.
Rocking some right now.
You feel me?
And
also get you some Goonsville clothes. Oh, those are nice right there.
You see that black and gold on them?
Damn. Exclusively at the Glass House. The first and only female and minority-owned optical chain in the country. They're located in Denver, Colorado, Arizona, and now Las Vegas. Y'all check it out on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, wherever you're at, Glass House Opticals, and get you some. Also, Goonsville clothing. Once again, you see Uncle Neely wearing the hat. I got the hoodie on, and also Goonsville Athletics. There you go, the Glass House and MDJ Original right over my shoulder. Get you some. Also, you can check out Prime Parents right there. And you can see all the interviews with the parents of the players of the Colorado Buffaloes, the prime parents of the players. So we're here, man.
I gotta do, man.
What you got to do, Unc?
I gotta give with Petros, man, in Goonsville. I think little Prime needs some Goonsville. We need drop a little shirt on Little Prime, right? He got the lenses on.
Let Little Prime bring Little Prime out. Little Prime. What's up, Lil Prime?
You might have him as a guest right here just all night.
That'd be dope if Lil Prime had on a Goonsville hoodie. Lil Prime. Hey, we appreciate all the donations and everything that's coming in right now, wherever it is. Super chats like this one right here from Gerardo Ramos for the $4.99. How does the team, O-line and D-line, coaches and UNK block out the negativity online from how this loss looked? All right, we're gonna get to some questions and everything like that.
Look, it's
on the go ahead, jump. You want to jump in right now?
Yeah, it's on the screen, and he done dropped the $4.99. Let's get it right now. I think that's a very easy task because these guys, these coaches, and UNK included, still believe in each other. We still believe in his team. We still believe that the goals that were set forth, starting with spring ball, starting with summer 1 and summer 2, starting with fall camp, and starting with the season. Everything that we put on paper that we want to accomplish this year is still accomplishable. That is getting Miss Peggy to a bowl game. That means 6 wins, getting to the Big 12 championship, haven't played a conference game yet. Everything that we wanted to do is still right in front of us. Did we lose in Nebraska to the rivalry? Sure did. Was it an embarrassing loss? Sure was. It hasn't changed a thing inside the building. You simply go back to work, reconstruct what you were doing, come up with a game plan for Colorado State, and try to go 1-0 again next week. You know, you went 1-0 first week, 0-1 the second. Nothing has changed. Nothing but positivity and love and belief over here. Do we need to do some things with the run game? Sure. Do we need to make sure that we're giving Shedeur the proper time and protection? Sure. And even Shedeur tell you he needs to get the ball out of his hand a little faster. And so everything is a work in progress. Arrow is still pointing up for this team. We just got to mix and match some pieces to make sure we're getting favorable matchups on the offensive line. And that's one of the things that was focused on all summer long is these guys were cross-training different positions. You know, you have movement on that line, not just in the starting 5, but in the depth as well. People know how to play different positions. So if you need to shuffle somebody around, you can. I don't think, Chico, it's time to hit the panic button. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I'll say this: y'all see how quick Lil Prime pop up, and then Uncle Neely start talking when that $4.99 hit or that super chat hit. So we appreciate the super chats that's come through. All you have to do is hit that heart button next to the like, and support the channel. We appreciate that. Shout out to Ty from Texas checking in, and everybody else in the chat. Dimitri, put your city and your state. Let us know where you're checking in from, so we can give a shout out to you. Unc and Ocho were harsh on them. Yeah, Uncle and Ocho said some things, and Unc gonna go in. Unc gonna go in, not Uncle Neely, but Uncle Shay Sharp kind of went in, but we'll deal with that. We know there's gonna be some haters come from the loss. I'll say this real quick without being so long-winded.
Speak on.
If I could pull up, I think I brought this quick little graphic. If you told me before we went into the ball game that this right here, that you would have hold Nebraska to 185 yards passing and under 150 yards rushing. If you told me that going into the ball game, I would have taken it. I would have said, okay, hey, that's a ball game. I think we could and should win right there if we're going to go in like that. What do you think about those numbers and how the defense actually played overall?
Dog, I'll start your last thing first. We have a damn good defense. We have a damn good defensive staff. If you look at that North Dakota State game and the adjustments that were made after halftime, only allowed 6 points. When you look at this Nebraska game and what the defense was able to do, particularly after halftime, the defense kept us in the game. We just didn't play complementary football, meaning when the defense would make something happen, the offense wouldn't take advantage of it, including with special teams. When you look at Jimmy Horn, ran that thing back about 60 yards, and the first play from scrimmage after that was a sack. I have no problem with Shannon Sharp stating his opinion. I have no problem with Ocho stating his opinion. But the fact is, they haven't been in the game. They haven't been in the practice. They haven't been in the team meeting. They don't know this team personally and what these coaches are working on. Everything that you see these coaches attempt in a game, it's because it worked in practice. They ain't just out there pulling plays out their ass for the first time, just, throwing something to the wall. There is a plan in place, and sometimes the plan works, sometimes it doesn't. And it didn't work against Nebraska. But when you look at the adjustments in the second half, man, if you don't believe in nothing else, you need to believe in Rob Livingston, that defense, because they were making sure, like you just said with those numbers, Chico, everybody talked about how prolific and dynamic this quarterback was going to be. In first half, it was barely 50 yards throwing. Were able to stop the run, consistently. Of course, you had some big plays when the defense was just on the field so much. But once again, I say it, this arrow is absolutely pointing up for this team. This was a loss that you didn't want. It's a regrettable loss, embarrassing loss on national TV. But all the goals that we wrote down for this team are still in place, and I believe will be reached.
Well, I'm gonna say this. This is what Ocho Unc came out and said, and he probably say this to you, but Neely, just the eye test, Neely. I'm looking at this Ocho, and I'm saying they don't have it. They got two really good players on the outside. They got a good quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. But I don't think they have the meat and potatoes, Ocho.
Let me tell you something. That was pretty damn good, thick Savannah State accent. Let me tell you this, Chico. Sometimes you just outmatched, brother. Sometimes the guy across you is bigger, faster, stronger than you. Sometimes it just is what it is. I can tell you exactly what Shaq is going to do. Let me see you stop him.
Okay.
So I who said we were going to be undefeated? We said the goal is to go 1-0 each week. Exactly. And it failed 1 week. We have 10 more weeks of ball left. If you have picked up that little plastic lid and you have hit that panic button, I think you out of order. I think you out of line. I think you panicking too soon. Like, this team is inordinately better than what it was last year, including the offensive line.
I think so too, man. And if you look at those numbers, like I said before the game, and you told me that, Raiola was going to have that many yards passing, and we're going, because I put up on Twitter, I said, can Colorado win?
Hey, Delta Boy 81, your mama's a total failure.
Damn, we'll get to it. I said, can
No, I
they
just
win?
got to. No, I can see the
I
chat.
just
Yeah,
got
man, you
through it.
come for me, I'm gonna swing back, dog. I don't know why
Yako.
people think because you're a content
Yako.
creator and got a YouTube channel that somebody get to say some as Prime would say bull junk to you, and you can't say nothing back. Man, go on.
Hey man, matter of fact, what we're
Well,
gonna do right there.
I do appreciate the comment for the algorithm, though. I do appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.
Because the algorithm loves haters just like it loves lovers.
All right, well, what we're gonna do this show right here, then we're gonna really open it up on this Sunday night. We appreciate y'all checking in, whether it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast or 8 o'clock, damn near on the West Coast or wherever it is. We're gonna bring on some guests that want to call in, and we're gonna bring on a lot of people from the chat. We're gonna give you guys 1 minute to say what you want to say, but we're gonna have some guests to come on to join us right quick for a few minutes. And we got Juju Sports gonna come on. Let me see. We also got Richie Rich is going to come on. Juju Sports, make sure I can see your face. Pretty dark over there, but y'all introduce yourself as we're on the UNK and CHICO show right now. Rich, you can go first.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, bro? I like that lid there, man. I like how you keep that brim straight too.
Yeah, I gotta go to the right part of the camera, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Real quick, introduce yourself because we're gonna take some calls from the guests over here in the chat.
Yeah, really quick. This is how you subtract 10 years off of your age, right? I'm at flat brim.
All right.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Richie Rich.
Juju. Yeah, Richie Rich out in Denver, Colorado. Thank you.
All right. And I think we had Juju on. I also think we had Tab on. We just want to have a few other people come on for a few minutes. I think we got Elijah back there too. We appreciate y'all joining on. Now, also, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put in the chat. We're gonna bring on one person from the chat also. But Tab, Juju, Richie, you guys want to make a comment on what you guys witnessed and whether it's the hate going on or whatever after one game from the loss from the Colorado Buffaloes?
You know what's crazy already? I already been reading the chat and I seen somebody comment about Shannon Sharp comment and said that Shannon Sharp knows how to win. He has a Super Bowl, so he knows what he's talking about. Coach Prime knows how to win, has Super Bowls and a gold jacket. It's crazy because it's like people keep getting it twisted. Like it's like we so wishy-washy. If he winning, he's the best coach. There's an African-American coach in the D1 league and he's doing this and he's doing that. And then if he's losing, he's not really a coach. He's not who we say he is. Like, it's like, pick a side. Pick a side. Figure out what it is that you're looking for. Figure it out what it is that you want. But at the end of the day, you're not the coach of Colorado Buffaloes. You are not the coach. So everybody can talk as much as they want to talk, but until you out there coaching the team, actually coaching the team, then you got to be a commentator just like us and have an opinion. That's it. That's all you have is an opinion.
Y'all heard it first right here. Tab from Texas. Juju, what you say, Juju? Juju Sports, BJ. Let me make sure you're off mute. Now I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, Chico?
Oh, no?
Nah, man, it's good, man. People gonna talk, man, but we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together. Trust me. I still believe, So
absolutely.
I know we're gonna get it together.
One game.
Big Neely, what's up, baby?
It's all good, family. You doing all right, Juju?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hey, Juju, I'm like you, man. I'm still believing, and ain't nothing to hit the panic button for. And people act like they seeing something that the coaches don't see. We got coaches in the box. We got coaches on the sideline. We got coaches with headsets. We got coaches at practice and team meetings every day. But some guy watching on NBC at night thinking he's seeing something that they don't see or they don't know what they're doing. Adjustments will be made. We're going to bounce back from this. It was one game.
Yeah, but you know how it goes, man. People so quick to say something, you know how it goes. But it's sports, though. Everybody got their own opinion, so.
Hey, I tell people all the time, Juju, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. It ain't but one set of facts.
Right. Appreciate the invite, too, Chico. Appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. We appreciate you joining on. MDJ
Already.
Originals up in here. What's happening, Mel? Talk to us.
What's going on, guys? My big
Man, it's
brother,
all good, man.
my big brother Neely.
What's
Chico.
going on, fam?
Good, man. Y'all know the Lions game was on. I'm a Detroit guy, so I came on for a minute.
Yeah.
But I just want to say I appreciate you guys, man, for putting me out there, putting the stuff out there, and what you guys are doing. The show is great. And is it me? But I see, like, I'm from the outside. I see that Coach Prime has a different look on him this year in his face with the whole game. He's always been focused and locked in, but I see something different in his eyes and his whole face doing this starting of this season. Is it me or does anybody else see that?
Yeah, I think he's more. I think not that he wasn't serious last year. I just think that, you know, at some point people have a sense of urgency, you know, and I think he knows that this is the last go round. We need a sense of urgency. We need these guys to perform now, not later, you know.
And Mel and Chico, and there are people in the, not necessarily the chat right now. I'm not looking at it. I'm just talking about the chat in general, who have convinced themselves that they want to win worse than he wants to win. Like that's just that y'all act like these people. I'm including the players too. You act like they're not all in. You act like it's something they deliberately doing. Like you act like there's something taking place, you know, that they don't see and don't want to fix and correct. No one got on that plane, train, or automobile and went to Nebraska wanting to lose their game by 1 point or any amount. But that is the nature of football. You have a plan, you go test that plan. It works sometimes it doesn't, but you don't pack in the whole season. And the beauty of trying to get to a bowl game, which is 6 wins, or get to the Big 12 championship, we haven't even played a conference game yet and still have one more game before we have a conference game. So we have time, the way the schedule is structured, to get things right before the conference schedule starts. And you want to go into Baylor and beyond hitting on all cylinders. You know, this thing could have been much, much worse. Our final 3 games could have been our first 3 games, and then you'd be in some big trouble. We good. Like, we believe this talent is here, this coaching staff is here, adjustments will be made.
And simple as that, guys. We got Elijah just joined in. You want to make a quick comment, Elijah?
You doing right. You doing right. I want to make a comment.
Right.
What's good, Big Chief?
Philly,
we in here. But listen, I'm a little worried. I'm different because with my status, I was able to call a specific Hall of Famer, right? Soon to be, multiple championships. His name is Bill Belichick, and he agrees with my complaints. Nah, I'm just playing. But all jokes aside, listen, man. I just, the defense, no worries. The offense, like, I watched Saturday different teams. It just seems like a lot of top-notch FBS teams ain't doing that good against the lower FCS and you know. I'm like, well, dang, it's not just us. It's Oregon struggled with Boise State. I mean, it was multiple games. Kansas State went and to a shootout. You know what I mean? Like it's a struggle, but
there's a lot more parity in college football now, whether it's because of the recruiting or the transfer portal. I said this before the season started, that I expect this year that, you know, the top 3 teams to probably have 1 loss, and those rest of those teams will probably have 2 losses. There's going to be a lot more losses and a lot less undefeated teams that we've, you know, previously seen in college football, you know, just because of the transfer portal and because of the recruiting nowadays. And the NIL.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Like I said, Oklahoma State went to the wire, and they should have lost to Arkansas. The dude slammed the dude. Just bonehead mistakes. But my whole thing with our offense, man, we have to run that ball. We have to run that ball. It got to be a balance in a sense that I say to keep Shador from getting unnecessary hits. You know what I mean? It's like it's designed for us to throw the ball. No, man, we need to run that ball. We got good running backs on that sideline. We got Welch, we got Augustine, we got Hood, we got Hayden.
That's going to take me right into this right here. And Uncle Neely probably can help us with this right here because probably everybody had the question like I did who was watching the broadcast. At the end of the game, we saw a no-name running back with number 35 on running the ball. And I was so surprised. Like, who the hell is this guy? Now,
I couldn't figure it out either.
Now, he looked like Isaiah Augusto to me as about the only running back he did look like. But I was like, "Why? Who is this? We know all the running backs. Why is it one of the two freshmen? Why is it not number 23? Can you give us some insight, Uncle Neely? Who in the hell was the no-name running back?
It wasn't a no-name running back. It was a jersey issue. Like,
okay, there you go.
Yeah, man, you done left the house without your hat. It's
happened.
And I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying the guy who got the ball, he didn't come out the damn stands. He was like he on the team and is he's in this running back room that y'all sitting here bragging about. And see, when y'all get what y'all want, you still complain about damn getting it. You wanted somebody else. Hold on, dog. You wanted somebody else other than Charlie to run the ball. Somebody else other than Charlie ran the ball. Now what's wrong with his jersey? Like, what you want?
What they really want from him?
What did Tyrese say? What more do you want from me?
That's all though. We our offense. Pat got to dig in that bag and pull it off.
You know what, man? I don't know how deep you actually got to dig. Is relatively simple. The offensive line as a unit and certain individuals have to play better when it comes to the pass protection game, and we have to have a consistent running back such as Dallin Hayden or Micah that I'm particularly fond of in those crucial situations. I think Charlie is a little too light. No disrespect to him. He's done a hell of a job this spring and summer, but I think he's a little too light for 4th and 2. You got to have a back that weighs more or just as much as a linebacker toting that thing in this situation. So that doesn't take a deep dig in the bag. That just, use some of the weight and skill set that you have right there on the team in the most optimal situations.
Hold on. All right. Let me push back on. Let me ask a question on this. Let me ask the panel on this or something. I don't know. I got to say something about this because I made a big deal when it was live, right? And I appreciate y'all joining on. I have y'all on just for a few more minutes, but you mentioned Charlie being too light to run inside, right? Do you think that is more of Charlie being too light to run inside, or anybody being too light to run inside, or the play call going inside where we were already getting our butts walloped on the inside?
Chico,
what you think,
Chico? You're absolutely correct. You ran into the strength of their defense, so it really doesn't matter. Those two interior D linemen are two of the best players this offensive line is going to face this season from any team, and you ran a play right to them. So I am with you. If I was sitting here playing EA Sports College 25, I would have gone to the outside with something. Maybe even a quick pass to a receiver or something, or a jet sweep or something. Like, I would have done something outside with my speed. What I was simply saying, if you were going to go inside, go with a heavier bulldozer back versus the lighter back. Now, for extra even clarity, and I'm just giving you a game time scenario, I do not know this to be the case. I know it happened last night with some receivers and some of our cornerbacks. Sometimes a guy is not available in that situation because they're cramping or something, or dealing with a medical issue in a tent.
A lot of issues.
Yeah, you go with the best guy available at the moment. So sometimes you'll see something from the stands of TV and wonder why. And there's a backstory to it that they don't announce because they don't know either. Man, these coaches ain't damn crazy. Like, they know football. And so when you see something crazy happen, typically it's a result because something else crazy happened and led to that. But having said that, in general, I would love to see us have a more developed, consistent run game. Now, let me tell you this, Chico, and to the panel that's on here. Still, at the end of the day, when you have a Shedeur Sanders and you got a Travis Hunter, a Jimmy Horn Jr., a LaJohntay Wester, a Will Shepherd, and the list goes on, this is going to be a passing team. And so this is not some situation where you're looking for this balance of 60-40 or 70-30. I'm talking situational football. There were times last night that a true effort to run the ball with a powerful back, because when Hayden got his chances, now Hayden had some great runs, man.
Yeah.
He has some great ones
This
last night. He has some great ones at North Dakota State. It just has to be more consistent.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I seen when they gave Hayden that rock and he broke for 10+ yards. I said, yo, this is what we need because it takes the pressure off of Shador from getting unnecessary nicks and stuff like that. We need him for the whole year. We don't need him to be banged up after every game.
Ain't nobody gonna argue with that.
You see what I'm saying? So it makes logical sense. So my whole thing again, I got one more thing. What's wrong with Big Tyler Johnson?
Oh, I have no idea the rhyme and the reason to what Phil Loadholder's putting out and when. I will know more this week with the meetings and the adjustments, though.
Okay.
There you go. Appreciate you, Elijah, joining in from Philly. My young bull. Appreciate
the
you.
young bull. Yeah, my old head. Go ahead, Chief. My old head.
Already. All right. And
Yes,
so we also got Tal from Texas checking in, Uncle Neely and Little Prime. We got Goonsville Petros checking in, Richie Rich. Who else we got down here? Freedom and Auntie Katie. Did I say Auntie Katie already? Oh, now Auntie Katie from Colorado. All right. So we just taking some questions and we taking giving some answers to people, whether in the chat or come on to the panel. I'll tell you what was funny though. The reason why I had to ask about that number 35, Uncle Neely, and I can understand a lot of jersey issues with young college players. I was one of them. Whether you leave it in the locker or in your bag or something.
Let me also say this. You got to keep in mind, you also have situations where you can't have the same number on the field at the same time.
Exactly.
And so sometimes somebody has to switch for a particular scheme. Go right ahead, Chico. I just want to make sure everybody understood that.
And I hope everybody got that too. And it was funny in the chat when the chat, the chat will take over now. The chat is undefeated. When they started naming who number 35 was. And a lot of people said that was Bucky. That was Chico. That was Uncle Neely. That was and I felt like that was funny as hell to see that.
you get jokers want they still don't want it.
They still don't want it. But everybody, hey, if you got another question, put it in the chat right now so we can get to it. We appreciate all the super chats. Also, we got a $1.99, we got a $19.99 sticker. Let me see. Taylor May said we need supporters and not fans. Supporters is in for the long haul. Fans are just with you when you get the win. What y'all think about that?
I think it's legit. I think fans, you can unplug them and you can plug them up. And we just got to stick with it no matter what. Like, we just got to, either we are what we say we are or we not. Either we fans of, I'm a fan of Alabama, but I love me some Coach Prime. So where he go, you call me a bandwagon, whatever you want to call it, I'm on that joker. Even if I'm holding on by a string. Where he go is where I go, straight up. And it's just like, to be a champion, you have to get punched in the mouth. And people acting like they don't understand that. People acting like Michael Jordan just came into the game and just started winning. People acting like Shannon Sharp just came into the game and started winning. Like, in order for you to be a true champion, you got to be able to get punched in the mouth. It's not about what happened. It's about how you come back from what took place. And as long as these guys, and I strongly believe 100%, me, I had them going undefeated. That's what I saw. Based on what I seen with the teams, based on who I saw was facing, I had us going undefeated. I'm still alive. You can't kill me for my opinion. I still have them winning. You can't kill me for my opinion. Like, Coach Prime is a winner. That's who he is. That's not going to change because he lost one game. Coach Prime is a winner straight up. But it is Sunday night football. And I got to go, but I love y'all. Thank you, Big Hog. Thank you, BiggDoggChico. I certainly appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. Tab from Texas, and I'm out.
I got a question for Uncle Neely.
Was Tab for Texas the one they said was thick as grits with cheese in it?
No. That was Lexus from Atlanta.
Okay, Lexus. I knew it had a name in a place,
Okay.
I got a question for Uncle Neely.
What it do?
All right.
Yeah, Uncle Neely. Out of the first two games,
Hey, is that Melvin? Let me see.
I don't know who it was.
I know Colorado is known for the 4 hitches but we haven't went deep like we should with all this talent in the wide receiver room. And the second part of this question is, with the running back situation, with us not running, are the running backs staying positive about that situation?
I got to be honest with you. I totally did not hear your first question. So let me just deal with the second one, and then we'll see if the audio.
The first question was, okay.
Go ahead. Say the first one again.
The first one was, out of the first two games, with our wide receiver room being so talented, we haven't been going deep. With all this talent, we haven't thrown the deep ball.
You sure you watched the first game?
That's what we know for.
You sure you watched the first game?
Yeah, we went deep. We went deep to number 12. Yes. What about number 14?
It's one ball. Like my God, I don't know where to start.
I know what you're saying.
Jimmy Horn had 198 yards. Shador threw for 450. Nevertheless, what the difference to me in the first game and second game was the twofold: the time to throw the ball deep, and also Shador getting out of his hand quicker as well. And I think he will acknowledge to you every press conference he does post-game talk is, I got to get faster getting the ball out as well. It's not just all on the line, receivers, et cetera, et cetera. As far as the running room staying positive, I haven't seen even post-game of this loss where they are down in the dumps. They're eager. They want the opportunity. They make the most of their opportunities when they get them. They just have to get more of them.
All right, thank you.
There it is. Hey, so look, we appreciate everybody joining on. If you got some questions in, we're trying to have everybody come in and get some questions for the first few minutes. We got a super chat just came through. BW said people need to calm down. We're going to be all right. Neely, I appreciate your short at the pregame show. Chico, we're going to be all right. 21 have a plan. Shout out to B-Dub. We appreciate that, B-Dub. Hey.
Yeah, I want to double back down on it again, man. Hell, I guess it's quadruple down on it at this point. Coach Primus said our goals are to go 1-0 each week. We failed it at the second week. We got 10 more weeks to do it. Goal was to get to a bowl game. That takes 6 wins. The goal was to make the Big 12 championship. With us not having divisions in the Big 12, and you look at just conference records, you probably going to have somebody in the Big 12 championship December in Dallas that got 2 or 3 conference losses, because you can still be one of the first or second best team with that. None of the plans have derailed off losing this game. I know because it was a rivalry and we're on the road in Nebraska and it was on NBC night game that it has all this accentuation to it. But it is not time to throw away the season, throw away the players, throw away these coaches because of one loss. It's just not.
May I say something?
Let me see. Let's let Auntie Katie go, and then we'll have Live Out Your Dreams next.
Thanks for letting me join for a minute on behalf of the CU aunties. I think a lot of what I'm reading, especially from old Buffs fans, which I am one of, it's just been really not just 1 year, not just 2 tough years. And so the overreaction is just very dramatic right now. And we are going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. I know it. There has not been this much excitement in Boulder, in Colorado, in so long. I mean, I graduated back in 99. It is unbelievable how this team, and especially the team this year, has changed the excitement. And we know we're going to be okay. I feel it. I believe it. It sucks. Yesterday sucked so bad, but let's just move on. Let's move on. That's what I got.
That's what the players are doing. That's what the coaching staff is doing right now. So, maybe everybody else who's watching should do the same thing. It's one ball game. Let's see what Live Out Your Dreams have to say right here.
Oh, hey, brothers. Hey, Miss Katie. Hey,
what it
man,
do, bro?
Last night was a tough night. I wish we had number 7 in the game. The running back.
Dallin Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden, Ohio State. And I wish we could have got out to a good start. They eyes look kind of big at the beginning, but LeJontay and they came back strong in the second half. But if we can try to run the ball, it's not that we can't run the ball. We never tried to run the ball. And then that number 7 runs real hard, bro. I really like his attitude. And I like Jimmy's attitude last night. Them boys wanted it last night.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about offensive line. I'm a cornerback. However, I knew when Trevor was like, who the leader on the defense? When Trevor got knocked out of the game, which was crazy a little bit because who do they communicate? Was he our communication? What I'm saying, like, was he the man to communicate to everybody else on defense?
No, Cameron Stillman Craig was out there, but you did lose 2 leaders, with Trevor Woods, a linebacker, being ejected for targeting, and then you had Shiloh get hurt.
And number 8 played good too. DJ McKinney, he played good. Like I seen something last night in the defense.
Carter Stoudemire played good coming in substitute. He had a great game, man.
I seen something in the defense last night. They got put in tough positions with the pick 6 or whatever, which was Shador did that last year with the Stanford game. That's the only 2 times I seen him do something that really hurt us. Other than that, he all you can ask for. But I think we gonna be okay. However, I think the kids got to keep their spirits high because the world gonna come down on them. That's what they signed up for, going to coming with Coach Prime.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you. Where you calling in from?
Man, I'm from Arlington, Texas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Texas.
Shout out to y'all, man. I love you. Been rocking with you since the Jackson State days, where you was the only person that can watch the Jackson State game on Big Chico.
Oh, yeah.
Much
love. All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Already. Arlington, Texas, checking in. Thank you, Miss Katie, Auntie Katie, also from Colorado. Once again, we appreciate you. And we also got coming from Colorado, my man Petros. Real quick, Petros, let me see if I can get you on. There you go. You on?
What's up, Uncle Chico?
Let us know what you feel about what's going on.
So, yeah, I'm kind of going to stay a little away from the emotions because, I mean, watching it from the aspect, I could tell a lot of emotions were going on last night during the game. But I do want to point out one thing specifically that I kind of noticed, which I caught throughout the whole game. And my dad, he even kind of called it out to me after the game. He's like, dude, that game, I'm not kind of pointing this out for the whole entire game, but the aspect of how loud it was, was it really, really loud there?
Unbelievably loud. You couldn't even hear on the sidelines talking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of those young guys have never been in situations like that where they've been in a crowd of 100,000 people. Because, I mean, my dad used to go to those games in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, and he's like, dude, that noise range, that animosity, the intense crowd has never changed. And I'm like, I was thinking about that because I was watching the game last night, and I could just hear it echoing through the screen. I'm like, oh my God, it's got to be so loud there.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I played in I don't know the name of the stadium, but UT, Tennessee Volunteers, 100,000 people. I think it might be, at the time, it was the biggest stadium in college football. You talking about can't hear nothing, absolutely nothing, and it sounds like you just in the. That's what it feels like. So yeah, communication can be a problem. And if there's, let me turn me down a little bit. If there's anybody on the team that is going to be wide-eyed or something like that, it'll show in that game in those situations like that. So, that could have definitely been a factor. Great observation.
Appreciate the observation, Petros. It definitely was loud. And I asked Coach Prime about it, interviewing him walking in, the walk and talk we do going into halftime. I asked him, was it the noise or the lack of poise? You got to understand, I had a couple of keys to the game in the pregame show. 1, we needed to have 4 or less penalties. 2, we needed to get a takeaway. And 3, we could not turn the ball over. We failed at all 3 of those. We were 7 penalties at halftime for 80 yards. When you're playing somebody on the road in that environment, you can't have 7 resets of the ball and 80 yards and penalties. That's too many opportunities for the other team. And I just think you were still kind of sort of mathematically in the game at that point. You know, you had a field goal that was blocked, a fourth down conversion you didn't do. And so math wise, you could have been in there, you know, like swimwear and booty hat, like I always say. But nevertheless, you know, they were up. Yeah, they were up, and they were up big, and we were on the road and it was loud. These are not excuses. This is what happened. But when you really go back and unravel when those 7 penalties occurred and what occurred right after the penalty or on the drive that the penalty, we gave the game up then. When you look at the penalty stats in totality, the ball game got sloppy for everybody in the fourth quarter, and they caught up in penalties and they went over 100 yards. But it was that first half, 7 penalties for 80 yards, and I think we were 1 for 7 on third down conversions, which is attributed to the noise and not being able to get the ball off in time. Hats off to them for creating that hostile environment. We practiced with noise this week, but what you can't do, man, you can't exceed that 5 penalty threshold, and you can't turn the ball over, especially if you don't get one back. And we failed at that, and that's what cost you the game.
Not at all.
I got a question, guys.
This shout out to ESPN Pinky for the $2 super chat, and that's a Nebraska fan. That's a lifelong Nebraska fan. I know that personally. Difference was turnovers last year, and you had 4. Uncle Neely just pointed that out right there.
Here's what it is, man.
Yep.
You playing somebody like that in their crib, you got to take the ball away, and included in that is a 3 and out and 2, a 3 and out or 2. You know, you got to get them off the field. So hats off to our defense for doing that part. And we're gonna come to you, Melvin, but we also failed again, y'all, at complimentary football. When you look at that comeback, we were down at halftime against North Dakota State. And you look at that comeback, what we were able to do is play complimentary football. When the defense would make something happen, the offense would make something happen on top of that. In Nebraska, you know, we would have special teams. Jimmy Horn Jr. run 60 yards, and we get sacked on the first play and get no points out of what a great run. You would have the defense, you know, shut them down, and then the offense couldn't score. We just have to get that out of our system. And that's all without even drilling down on the offensive line. Like, there were so many things as a team in the organization we got to clean up. And that's why Coach Prime is always on discipline, because that's where the penalties or the lack thereof come from.
All right. Hey, so we got Melvin from MDJ Original. Go ahead and ask your question or state your comment.
Yeah, I guess the question for Neely, for Uncle Neely, for Unc. I love Mata, but his trajectory of his kicks are very low all the time. And that dude, the guy who did block it, he was like, what, 6'6"? Is there something they're doing to help him get his kicks, the trajectory up?
Yeah, he's working on it, and it's getting better at practice. But you also have Feely out there. You know, we have 2 kickers. And so Coach Prime just makes the call on situation, which hash it's on in the distance and that kind of thing, which one he's going to go with. But Mata will tell you he hears the knock and concern about the kicks being low. But it's amazing now when he makes them, you know, everybody got him up on the shoulder. But then one get blocked, it's like, hey, get Mata out of there. So, you know, Coach believes in him. I believe in him. The team believes in him. And a lot of times, man, even though a kick is low, there are other assignments on that line to keep people from getting up high. And so just because something happens in a play, I see my man Prime Sports Media nod, he know a little about football. Just because something happens in a play and a ball gets batted down, that don't mean it's the fault of where the ball came from. Somebody else up front failed at an assignment to keep that man from getting up.
And I was going to say that too, man. A lot of people don't even
collective effort.
A lot of people don't see that and understand how important it is for the line to actually carry out their blocks and do it correctly. Because like, so many times you see them offensive linemen get blown up. That's because, as my coach used to say, they got shirk in them. They got a yellow streak going down their back. Man, you got to dig up in there and stop them guys from getting up.
Let me give the audience a detail without, you know, going into a play name or a play call. You can make it the Detroit Lions who are playing right now. When they're in the huddle and they hear the play and you're the left tackle, well, you know one of the passes is coming over you, and you know the way you have to block that guy for that pass to get that way. Mm-hmm. And so when a pass gets batted down, and on the defensive side, defensive line coaches will tell their players, always get your hands up.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't see the ball, get your hands up. And it's the job of the offensive line to make sure they don't get up to do that. And so it's that's why these guys practice as a unit. just like every interception ain't necessarily the quarterback's fault just because he threw the ball, but that's who he gets it in the column. Every block kick ain't necessarily the kicker's fault just because he was the one kicking it. You have to look at the totality of the unit and what was the play call and design at that moment.
Please believe it. All right. We're going to go real quick. We've been on longer than we wanted to as far as taking questions from everybody. We got to get back to the actual UNK and Chico show as fast as we can, but we got one more. Appreciate you, Petros, joining on. Also, Melvin for MDJ Originals. And we're going to have to take a question or two from Prime Sports Media as we're still up on this thing. Oh, now? What's happening?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on, Uncle Neela? I check you out all the time and stuff. Hey, I have some legitimate questions to ask here. We know everything you all said was facts, that there's so many nuances to football. There's so many things that if they go wrong, it can affect everything like a domino effect. I know everybody's coming down on CU like, oh, the world is falling. This is one game that they're going to learn from. But the thing that I'm concerned about is the time of possession. Because they have such a powerful receiving core, they can score very quickly. I'm very concerned about time of possession because once again in this game, Nebraska was able to control some of the time of possession. And maybe that's because of the fact that running the ball, if they can get the running game into effect, maybe get some other backs in there, Hayden, give him more opportunity. He showed some light there to mix it up a little bit so they don't seem so one-dimensional to their opponents, Uncle Neil. What do you think about that as a first question?
Well, this is what I'm going to think about that. I'm going to tip my hat to you because that is spot on. One of the things when I talk about the run game is that's why you need the run game. When you look at week one and we had about 450 something yards in total offense, you don't need the run game for more yards. Okay. You need the run game for control of the ball and the clock, because the longer we have the ball, the least amount of time they have the ball. And that's one of the things that teams are doing when they're running the ball is that they know my only chance is I got to keep Shedeur Sanders on the bench over there.
Yes.
I got to keep him and his weapons on the bench over there. So let me do a slow, methodical scoring system where there have been times that we did in North Dakota State. Man, we went out there and scored in 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. And so not only do the other team get the ball right back, you put your defense right back out there. Okay. And so having a run game to complement this prolific pass game is what's needed because of clock control, not necessarily yardage, not necessarily scoring. We got yardage, we got scoring. We need to be able to control the clock.
Very powerful. I just want to ask one more question so y'all can get back to your regular show. The offensive line. I don't think that the offensive line is as bad as last year. See, we got to have a larger sample size. We don't have a large sample size, right? But this is my concern. If I'm wrong, correct me, brother. Tyler Brown, if I'm not mistaken, when he was with Coach Prime and Jackson State, and I had someone in my channel bring this up, he was really a center and maybe, I guess, a guard. They've got him playing right tackle. And then you've got, if I'm saying the name right, Khalid Benson, who came over from Indiana. He actually, when he was at Indiana, I think he played on the tackle spot. Usually you want your tackles to be a little bit taller. But this is the question to get to the point. Do you think that they may be playing out of their natural positions and that could have an impact when they go up against better teams? What we witnessed this past Saturday, because they're playing a little out of their natural position. Maybe I'm wrong, brother. You know more than I do.
When you say natural, if you mean the positions that they came into this program accustomed to, then I would agree with you.
Okay.
What they have done this summer is spend a good amount of time cross-training and playing at other positions on the line. What I'm telling you, because I agree with your sample size, which is why I haven't pushed the panic button.
Okay.
We've played 2 games. We won one where we came back from behind at halftime and won the game. And we lost another on the road to a longtime rival in a hostile environment that just got away from us early. When I look at those 2 sample sizes, I've said, and Chico will tell y'all this, I have said all summer long that this line is going to be flipped around as this season goes on, that there's going to be guys that you haven't even seen yet that are going to get on the field because the matchup is more favorable. And I agree with you saying you do want your tackles to be longer armed. and to be taller guys and get their hands out there. So I really believe that even this coming week in Colorado State, you're going to see some different plugging and playing out there.
Okay.
Because these coaches ain't crazy. Like, they here to win. They're not going to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Right. And I don't think Coach Phil, with his NFL experience, I could see on the sideline that he wasn't happy. And I'm hoping that, you probably know what's going on in the inside more than most of us, but I'm hoping that they keep their heads up. They don't let what happened out there on the field this past Saturday cause them to have doubt about their abilities. And I think that they can right that wrong against CSU this weekend, this upcoming week. And I'm looking forward to the game. Thank you, Big Dog Chico, for letting me come on, brother, sending me the link. I'm glad to be able to speak to, brother, Uncle Neely. I've been watching you, on the YouTube streets as well. And great points that you all bringing up.
YouTube streets, man.
It is.
You keep doing your thing out there as well. And appreciate your questions and the thought behind them. It's just no time for the panic button, man. It's week 2.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Take care. Peace.
Appreciate you. I exited myself out trying to exit brother out, but I appreciate bro. With Prime Sports Media, we also did the Prime Economics, where we talk about the things and the economics and the cash flow and all the good things that Coach Prime has done for the community and everywhere he's touched. So hey, we got a lot of that out of our system, allowing you guys to come on here and vent and say what you had to say. So I think at this point we can kind of move on. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me tell you this, other than film review, the good, bad, the ugly, and lessons learned, the team has moved on to Colorado State.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was getting to that.
Yeah.
I was getting to that. So that's what the team and the coaching staff is doing. We're on to the next one, like the Jay-Z song. On to the, you know what I mean? So
on to the next.
We're back on to the Ocho. So Shannon and everybody else, dog, y'all, hey, if y'all jumping off the ship and panicking, you know what I mean? Us, myself, Uncle Neely, and Little Prime, we here to stay, dog. We up in here. Shouts out to Goonville Clothing and everybody else who checked in.
Hey, Little getting too hard to say. Little getting too hard to say, man. From a Mississippi accent, I think I'm just gonna say LL Prime.
LL Prime. What is LL?
Lil.
Oh, you.
Yeah, little. But as we say it, lil.
I thought you was saying littler, like a new word. Littler.
No, not littler. Littler works too, but lil. Hey man, look, Chico, you from down that cell, but when we mean something, what do? We say it twice.
We say it twice, and we say it together.
You know, Black Tony, Black Tony,
Black Tony. Oh. Yeah, okay. We always describe somebody.
Hey man, you think I'm musty? Well, you ain't musty. But I say it twice, man. That's little.
You ain't musty. Little. I can't even say it right
now.
See,
that's why I say it. Go LL.
LL Prime, dog. All right. I'm laughing for real. Y'all laughing at me laughing. I'm laughing for real, though. All right. Let's get back to the subject, man. Shout out to Selma, Alabama, for sure. You know, I already know we repping 27 SEL. Jackson, Mississippi up in this thing. And everybody checking in. Put your city and your state in the chat right now. So
we don't talk about nothing Nebraska. Where y'all from? Put drop where you're from in the chat. Drop where you're from in the chat.
I got some questions. Real quick. This is a quick shout out. This is also a quick plug in the shout out. We saw the Goonville getting some shout out in this what do you call it? The DNVRV pregame show that went down, headed to Nebraska. Man, if you don't mind, tell us a quick little synopsis and tell us about that, man. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, man.
RK and Jake.
Yeah, it was something that I tried to put together at Jackson State, and it just we couldn't get all the pieces that need to be lined up. Got here in Colorado, man. Spent the last year doing that joint coverage with DNVR, where we created the DNVR pregame show, and so we're sitting around talking and it was amazing how they had the same thought process and idea, and even though we had discussed it yet, but we weren't able to pull it off last year because everything was so quick. So we worked over the off season to get it done. So what we're doing is on the road games. Colorado State, is 90 miles away, so we're not going to do it this weekend. But for Nebraska and subsequently the rest of the road games, we will be traveling to those games via RV and doing live shows on the road while traveling back and forth, as well as having players, coaches come onto the RV for their interviews instead of doing them in the team hotel. So we were pulled up right outside the team hotel in Nebraska. Coach Pollock and Coach Hart joined us. And so the next true trip will be, all the way to Orlando. So it's going to be lots of coverage. And so it's a good concept, man. The internet in it worked well. We never lost the signal. Had it up on both channels at the same time. So, man, looking forward to continuing that. It's going to kick some ass out there.
That's fire. But I will say that's a long trip to Florida, dog.
Yeah, it's going to be a long trip for that RV. We're going to fly to Atlanta and then get in it there.
There you go. Hey.
Hey, mom ain't raised no fool, though.
I'm trying to tell very smart right there, dog. Damn. That's cold-blooded right there. I like that. Great idea, whoever or however you guys were able to bring together with the sponsors also. Shout out to Circle K and who else? I think it was another sponsor. Also the RV that was provided for you guys.
Yeah, Game Time was sponsored a lot of pre-game show content and some of the gaming apps, to place your bets. So a list of sponsors, man, and those are going to adjust with each game as well. So we shot them out, as we're traveling.
Nice. All right. We got a couple of questions right quick, and I need to make sure I get to these also. And you can give us an update on this. Everybody's asking about. Got to get to it. It was on the cover.
Yeah.
And on the thumbnail, we see right here Coach Prime with his son and one of the leaders back there on the defense, number 21, Headache Gang CEO Shiloh Sanders in the sling. Can you give us an update? Let us know what went on, what happened. How is Shiloh Sanders doing?
Yeah, on that last tackle, well, not the last one because he played a couple more plays after it. Suffered a break to his forearm. I was one of the guys with security that walked him in, didn't want him going back to the locker room by himself in that hostile road crowd. So walked in with him, his spirits were high, man, and just really wanted to still be out there. But the pain got to where he couldn't after a couple plays, so he had the medical staff look at it, and they confirmed by feeling it that it felt like a break and did X-rays there at the facility. And the break was confirmed. The good news is, it ain't back in the day like me and you, Chico, where it's like 6 or 8 weeks. He had the procedure day to put the bone back together, put the cast on it, and he will be ready to play week after next. They felt like that the stitches would not be healed enough for him to play against Colorado State. But, he can play with the cast as the bone heals. So you got, a bye week coming there. He'll certainly be back sooner than a typical break would, particularly where it's located. So he'll be able to play.
All right, nice. We need the Headache Gang CEO back there knocking heads off and dishing out headaches.
Yeah, that cast might help with that, but the ref's gonna be watching for it. And then I tell you, I saw somebody ask about Dallin Hayden. Was traveling back today, so I didn't go to the facility. But you had Block Bullet Chidoze had a little shoulder stinger, and so he came out the game.
I heard Coach Prime. Not to cut you off, but I heard Coach Prime say AC joint, and it made my shoulder start hurting because that was an injury I had. Was an AC joint. I never knew what that was until I had that injury. A damn AC joint hurt like hell.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be something that's going to have him down long as far as what was discussed there on the sideline, but certainly brought him out the game so it wouldn't get worse. And then by the end of the game, you had Isaiah Harge, and also Dallin Hayden in a precautionary walking boot. Still at the same time, didn't see or hear anything that made me think they won't be participating in the next game or the game to follow, but just some precautionary stuff.
All right. That's what's up, man. Hey, real quick, you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, right? That's what you told me.
Absolutely. My man got his contract today, paid, and then went out there and got a big win on the road. They had the Browns favored. And you see Vegas don't be knowing what they're talking about, put up 30 on their ass. Got paid and got the dub.
Got paid there, got the dub against the Browns, and they backup quarterback is Jameis Winston, who be eating the dubs, right? And they got
man, Winston's so crazy, you gotta love him, man. It's like I want to hang out with the dude, man. That dude, his motivational talks be all over the place.
He right there from I think Bessemer, Alabama, Birmingham, basically.
Yeah, right outside Birmingham. But yeah, I think they had the Browns favored by 7.
And what he got? 240 million.
Yeah, 240, 4 years.
240, so 4 years.
He'll more than likely retire Cowboy. He'll be there.
So you happy with that? You happy with the bet Jerry Jones is taking to go with the experienced quarterback? And as he said on the Stephen A. Smith show, that experience is going to pay dividends eventually.
Yeah, absolutely, man. When you put Dak's stats blindly up against Patrick Mahomes' stats, you can't even tell them apart. You know, it's just what he's doing out there with the team. And I still think he was MVP over Lamar, but that could be a little biased. But I still think he was MVP because what he does for this team, just got to get over the hump, man, and win in the playoffs. But this team is true, man. You know, you took care of Micah, took care of CD, had to take care of that.
Man, he writes some checks over there, man. Jerry Jones is. So I got some not so good news. I don't know if I got the picture. Let me see if I have this picture.
Let me tell you about this fool in the chat named Lil Bucket, who I don't know. He clearly know me. He think he dissing me, but he only helping. Like every time you type something, you buy me more food. Neither can you tell healthy food apart. I can tell your mama apart from a cow. Your mama moo. See, you thought I was gonna say the cow moo. No, your mama moo.
Damn. Hey, and then you got somebody like this, Michael Judge. Chico, you play? No way. Chess team? Yes. Football? Hey, dog, I don't think so.
Keep typing. Please keep typing.
All I can say is this, man. Put you a helmet on, put you some pads on, and please line up in front of me and say the same thing. Keep that same.
They don't call him Big Dog for nothing now.
Hey, we ain't even go best of Alabama. We ain't even gonna go into it, dog. Cowboys, baby. Let me see. Hey, get your comments in, man. We'll stay on for a little while longer and talk to you guys. El Hombre Negro. Share some of that food with him, Neely. That's right.
Yeah.
What else I needed to talk about? Oh, this is what I need to say, man. And I wanted to ask you about this because on Twitter, as soon as you type in Colorado Buffaloes or either Colorado, Nebraska, a bunch of disturbing stuff come up. But we from the South. We've probably seen it and heard a whole bunch of stuff. But a lot of I don't have the graphics up here, but I was sent a bunch of the stuff early in the morning about and then there's also a story out now about racist slurs and racism and things of that nature going on at the game. Did you experience anything like that? What did you think? From the Colorado Buffaloes, SI.com, Colorado staffer says racial slur after the game after Nebraska lost ain't a good look in rivalry.
I can't give you no thoughts on nothing I ain't heard. Like I don't know nothing about that. I didn't read the article. I don't know which staffer said that or what happened. But if someone said they experienced something, you know, I have to believe what they say they experienced. When you ask me what I experienced, I didn't have a single negative experience at Nebraska. And hell, I was there after the team left, basically walking by myself through Nebraska tailgate area, you know, with Colorado stuff on going to the Uber. So if someone experienced something and they're talking about it, man, God bless them and man, put it out there what you experienced. But I'm not familiar with that article of what happened because when we wrap up and go to you've been to the game, Chico, you go to the press conference, you go to the post game show. Everybody's kind of going their separate ways at that point.
Well, that's good, man, because you know somebody gonna hear something if they want to hear it or whatever. But let me see, racial slurs are the least of the problems. We appreciate it. Ease us walk. I'm just going over what's going on, man. And if it's a fact, it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Chico, what team? I played on the Cougar. No, I played. It depends when you.
No. Let me handle that. Chico, you stay upright. Let me handle the mama jokes.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna get my Tully Car on. Shout out to my dog TC Tully Car. Hey, Tully, but keep
Hey,
everything
little bucket.
the right way.
You clearly dumb. That would be than, not then.
Where's Lil Bucky
Than.
come in? I haven't seen a Lil Bucky come in yet.
He said Neely. He left out is. He said Neely bigger than O-line. Like his sentence structure is what's funny, not what he typing. It would be Neely is bigger than the O-line. Dummy.
So
Please keep typing. Lil Bucky, please keep typing.
Please keep proofread before you type over here.
No, don't proofread. Just keep typing. Just keep typing. Keep running that algorithm up. You
ain't lying. Keep going. Don't be stupid all your life. You can't be my coach used to say you can't be a little bitty baby bird that don't even know you're in this world. All you do is open your mouth up, wait for your mama to feed you. You don't even know you're in this world. You don't even know what's going on around you out here in this world, dog. So, hey, man, we got a few other things we could talk about. What's going on, man? We're getting ready for Colorado State now. That's what the Buffs are doing. We're getting ready for Colorado State. We moved on from the in the past, the misery of the past. Now we're going forward to the future. Now, football purists will say, if I'm Colorado State, I'm looking at that film and I'm saying we have a good quarterback too. We got a big wide receiver on the outside who had a great day last year versus these guys. Can we run the ball like Nebraska? Do we have the same type of offensive line? I'm not sure. But the game plan, they're going to try to come in and probably do the same thing. So they think that Nebraska did, and probably up at the level with their quarterback and Horton out there. How are we preparing for what Colorado State has to bring in this big time rivalry game that's getting ready to go on?
Well, I think if you look at the two games that we played, one thing that's been consistent is not about them, it's about us. You know, what is us gonna do? What is we gonna do? You know, are we gonna protect the quarterback?
What is we gonna do?
Are we gonna play defense on their side of the line of scrimmage? So it's not about the things that they can do to stop us or the things that they're trying to throw at us. It's about our execution. It's about our play call. And I think that's where the focus is, where the focus is going to be. Matchup wise, their secondary does not stack up to our receiver room. Matchup wise, their running backs do not stack up to our linebackers or D line. So I like the favorable matchups here. It's going to be a competitive game in the sense that it's the in-state rivalry. You know, big brother, little brother, Rocky Mountain Showdown, as it's called. Last year went into overtime. I did hear one of their key guys got hurt this weekend, so shout out to him. Sorry to hear that. I think it was a hamstring or something, one of their receivers. But, you know, everybody's going to be bringing their best, particularly them coming after us after coming off this loss and the win that we got over them last year. Having said all that, I think defense travels. I think our offense matchup-wise is going to travel. Shador gets another split second of time, and we're taking the top off that thing.
Simple as that, man. We can protect him a little bit more, man. Offensive line, just got to step our game up in a major way. We can do it.
Somebody said, I want a refund for my Don't Touch 2 merch. Come on, hey, man, it's a little too soon for the refund now. Don't hit the panic button. You can still rock it. They're not going to touch 2 no more. That's funny, though.
Man, you be seeing all the comments. Like, I don't be seeing what
I don't be catching all of them. They move by fast.
But I was going to ask about this too, or either make a comment on this. We got Cordell Thomas came over from LSU and FAMU, was a highly touted recruit coming out of high school, I think 2019. And then you have Big Tyler Johnson, who was the highest rated offensive lineman in the transfer portal at the time. Neither one of them playing yet. I can understand why Big Cordell Thomas is not playing. Hell, he just got there a couple weeks ago. But Tyler Johnson, like I said, rated high coming from Houston, but he's still second or third string. Is it possible? I know you said something about shaking up, but will we see those two guys, you know, being that they have so much high rating behind them, will they be one of the moves that are happening on this offensive line?
When I say this is not an indictment on the two people you're asking about. I'm saying this about football. It's one thing to be highly touted and rated, and it's another thing to make sure you know the playbook here and that you have that playbook here. And so just because you arrive highly touted, you have to be in a position at practice the way you're doing your thing so that can translate to the game. So there's a lot of things that folks want to see because they know these guys' names from other places. And Coach Prime has said, man, 1,000 times, if he don't see it in practice, you're never going to see it in the game because he's not putting somebody in the game situation to do something they've never done in practice. So when you ask about these names, I can close my eyes and not even hear the name and tell you, well, they probably hadn't done it in practice yet. Right. Or they haven't done it consistently in practice yet compared to other people. Yeah. This coaching staff wants to win way more than you want to win.
Right.
Coach Prime
way more than you want to see certain players play. They want to win.
Yeah. You know? So it's like it has to happen in practice for it to happen at a game.
Yeah. And you practice more than you play. So the coaches get to see you way more than, you just saying I could turn it on in the game. It's not a light switch, dog. You're not turning it on. You better do it at practice.
Absolutely.
Do it all these reps that we're doing, and then show us, and then we have confidence to put you out there. Shouts out to Reverend BJ Nelson from San Francisco, sending the $10 super chat, saying, "Oh, now Chico, Neela has me hollering over here. Stick a toe tag on my big toe. I'm dad with a DNR." Oh, I didn't get the last part, but much love to you, Reverend BJ Nelson. You already know how it is, man. Let me see. Once again, to reiterate, defense didn't give up any points the second half. Yes, Nebraska did try to score the ball second half and try to move the ball.
I'm glad you said that because, like, a lot of people will look at that second half, and think that that just happened because Nebraska held back. Nebraska, from the minute they left out of that locker room, was trying to score again.
Right. And
aggressively trying to score again.
Aggressively. They was trying to run the ball the same way they did the first half. But somehow we got a little bit more stout on defense. And I think it was, like I said, that's a mindset. You saw Cameron Sidman-Craig come up there and make some major tackles at the line of scrimmage and behind the line. So, moving on to Colorado State once again, I think we come out there, we reload, we get healthy with the guys who were a little bit banged up. And, for the guys we have to replace, is the next guy up. It's like the safety spot for Shiloh Sanders and so on. It's the next guy up, and that's what we need to be focusing on. Mike for the $10 super chat. Good luck against Colorado State. Chico, Colorado will win. We appreciate that, Mike. Much love. That's what we're doing this week, man. We coming in for that 1-0 victory.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, the chat's still jumping right now.
Hey, well, if we about to jump off, it's an hour 15 in this thing.
And y'all going. Hey, let me see here. Is that the last thing we got? Hey, Ash, is that the last thing we got, Ash? NFL Sunday, Dak? Yeah. Once again, I wanted to say shout out to, I know they lost, but shout out to Lamar Jackson and Big Derrick Henry and them too.
And that was a great game to open up the NFL season that Thursday night, man. Great game. And
great publicity for the DT2s, DT96s, Deion Sanders shoes in Nike to have them out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. All right. Hey, man. Let me see. Chico got Ash like Shannon too. Yeah, we got. All right. Hey, we've been on here for the longest. We answered you guys' questions. We gave you a chance to come on. If I need to, I'll stay on longer or start another stream to continue this. But you guys should have gotten it all out. We had aunties come on. We had uncles come on. We had cousins come on and state their cases. So what you can do from now is go ahead and hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more content that's going to be coming from my channel and Uncle Neely's channel, of course, the Pregame Show Network. You can also go and support our friends at mdjoriginal.com and also the Glass House and also Goonsville Clothing. And we got another one. Let me see. Reverend BJ, we appreciate you for the $2 super chat once again, dog. And everybody else who donated to this channel. This has been a longer, extended episode of UNK and Chico right here, Sunday Night Live, where we allow you to join the conversation. Leave us with some words of wisdom.
Man, words of wisdom, man. Shout out to my man out there, Lil Bucket. You always know when Lil Bucket been by your house because the toilet don't flush and the cat is pregnant.
Drop the mic on that one. Oh, you were saying Lil Bucket the whole time. I thought you were saying Lil Bucky. I don't even see no Lil Bucket on here. It probably just on your
It's all good.
on your
it's all good. I was just shooting back. You ain't gotta give it no more attention. I just love when they keep typing. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna give them attention. They type. Like, please keep. It don't matter what you type.
Run them comments up one time, man. Run them comments up. Run them likes up, man.
Yeah,
run them up one time.
If you think you're hurting me by typing, you really don't understand the game.
Soldier Boy said that a long time ago. Soldier Boy said it a long time. He was the first to say it. Y'all on the internet hating, telling me how bad I am, but every time you type it, you pay me.
Yeah, please. Thank you, Lil Bucket. You the MVP for tonight. Name should be Lil Fuck It.
And on that note, y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff, man. It's the biggest dog Chico to the sea, the place to be. Uncle Neely coming to you live and direct, Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to Boulder, Colorado, where they're getting busy, man. We got the Buffs coming up this week versus the Colorado State Rams, where we're gonna, I almost said we're gonna ram it to them, but that would have sounded a little bit suspect. Pause on that one. Shout out to LL Prime, and y'all know what to do, man. We're gonna be up in about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Uncle Chico, we out of here. Run them likes up.